Hello everyone and welcome back. This video is part 4 of Microsoft Excel Made Easy for Beginners Module 1. Today I'm going to discuss how to create an interactive and realistic sales invoice business form. Okay guys, so this is our new topic. Now this time we will create a business form, the sales invoice. Okay, so this is our example output. Now the sales invoice at the top, we have the title, the sales invoice, date, number, and sold to. And below are the line items, okay, consisting of 4 columns: quantity, item, unit price, and cost, and below the VAT of 10% and the total. Okay, so this is the output we are going to create, and in this tutorial I'm going to illustrate how this form is created. Okay, so in Excel there are cells, and then this worksheet is being configured as collections of rows and columns. Okay, so in our document there are 4 columns, total of 4. Then in our worksheet we are going to use 4 columns also. Okay, from A to D. Now as you look at the example on our sales invoice, these 4 columns have different column width. So the first thing to do is to resize the width of our columns. Okay, so to change the width of the column, so you have to position that pointer to that location and then press the left button of the mouse, then drag to the right. Okay, so and also this column B, increase the size of the width. Okay, okay, so we have now adjusted the columns that make similar to our example. So the first thing you are going to type is the title of the business document, sales invoice. Okay, so to do that we are going to position the cell pointer and click. Okay, so that's the location of our title, sales invoice. Then you have to type the caption. Okay, press enter. Now we are going to center the title across our output. Okay, so from column A to column D, so that will be our location for the title. Okay, so you are going to select these 4 columns from A to D. So to do that, click the mouse and then press Shift K and then press the mouse to this location. Okay, so next thing to do is press the merge and center button. Okay, so we have to change also the font style and the width. So you can change the width by selecting number or by using this button. Okay, okay, that's it. Next is to enter is the date. and number. So the two are aligned right. Okay. And then the next thing to do is to enter sold to. Sold. Okay. And then the next item to be entered in our keyboard are line items from column A to column D. They are quantity, item, unit price, and cost. Okay, so we will move to A7 and type the title. Okay, so moving to the next cell, we are going to press tab and then type the next item and then press tab, type the next item. Okay, so next thing to do is to center all the line items columns for okay, you have to center them. So all you have to do is to select the first column up to the last column. Then so you are going to click this location and then shift K to cost, and then after that you are going to choose this button and this button also. Now we are going to resize the height because the height is more higher than the default height of the row. So to do that, we are going to position the mouse pointer in that location. Make sure that the arrow becomes double, up and down, and then press the left button of the mouse, then drag the mouse down. Okay, so after that you have to change also the font, and then okay, so and then increase also the font size. So increasing the font size, we can choose this command. Okay, I think that's enough. So the next thing to do is to put the borders across this data from quantity downward. Okay, to do that you are going to select the cells from E7 up to D20. Okay, D20. Okay, so we are now indicating that we are going to place borders on this set of locations. So we have already selected. The next thing to do is to draw the vertical lines and horizontal lines outside and inside. Okay, so to do that you select this button. Okay, and then we are going to change also the background color of the cells being selected. So we can do that by selecting this button and then choose format, then click fill and then click this color and then OK. So more or less our example looks on our current exercise on our worksheet. Then the last two information we are going to fill in are the BAT 10% and total. Okay, now take note that there is also a line from second column to the last, so you are going to select this cell up to here and then select the bottom border. Okay, now adjust also the row height closer to sold 2. Okay, now as we observe that the line outside is thicker than the inside, so we are going to select back the cells we are placing the borders, and then let's go back to our format and then format cells, border, and then we are going to select more thicker line. Okay, I think that one, and then click on this locations indicating the outside borders. So after that you have to click OK. Okay, so we are done with the design, and then the next activity we are going to do is to make this form interactive. Okay, so we have to enter data and create a formula. Okay, based on our illustration, the formula for the cost is quantity times the unit price. Now the cost formula will be applied to individual line items. So after that we are going to compute the 10% VAT and the total. The 10% VAT is equals to 10% of the total cost, and the total is equals to total cost plus the 10% of VAT. Now we are going to enter data for our form. Now for the date we can enter the date manually or using a function. We have the function today to get the current date, to automatically get the current date from our computer. Now let's suppose our invoice number is 1001, and then we are going to enter other data for the sold to. Suppose we are going to have this name Glenn Asinas. Okay, so we are going to enter the quantity and of course the item and the unit price. Now suppose the unit price is 8,000 and the total cost will be computed using the formula. Okay, so the quantity is located at row 8, so we have to click that cell. So in our worksheet the formula becomes equals E8, and then for multiplication we are going to use the asterisk, that's the multiplication symbol, and then click in the unit price. So we have already created this formula ready for execution. So after that you have to press enter. Okay, so 3 times 8,000, the result is 24,000. Okay, let's try another item for second. Okay, so suppose the unit price is 5, and then in the second formula it's either you have to type in manually or just copy the previous formula above. Okay, to do that, if you select copying, so we have to click that cell and then there is a button in this corner, small square button. Now you can copy the formula above down to row 20. So all you have to do is to position the mouse pointer in the square button area and then press the left button and drag the mouse. So we are now copying the formula to up to this row. Okay, after that we are going to release the left button. Okay, so automatically the formula is being created on all the rows we are indicating. So we are now having this formula from the above. Okay, so they have the same formula already created. Now for no quantity and no unit price, of course the result will be 0. So if you are going to change the value, see this item, so the unit price, suppose we have 20, and then whenever you press enter, the formula is being computed or executed. So the result will be quantity times the unit price. Okay, so the effect of copying the formula from this point up to this point makes our works as easy as possible. Okay, the next thing to do is to compute the 10% VAT of the total cost. So we are going to start the formula with equals. Now to compute the total cost, we are going to use the sum function. So okay, we have to open that with a parenthesis. Now the sum start from row 8 up to row 20. Okay, so we are going to click this cell as our starting point of the function sum, and then press the shift key and then click. Okay, so automatically the sum formula is being created. So you have to close that with parentheses. Okay, so that makes the calculation for the total cost. Now we are going to multiply that by 10%. So 10%. Okay. Now next is calculations of the total. So total, as usual, you are going to press the equal sign, then type the sum, and then the sum is found at row 1 up to row 20, and then close the parentheses. And then we are going to add the 10% VAT, which is located at D21. Okay, center. Now the next thing to do is to format the result according to the specification we are going to use. Since that this column is numerical value, then we are going to put some formatting. We need comma separator to make this numerical value more readable. Okay, and also this one. Okay, so far we have make the changes to make this sales invoice more interactive. So it reacts with the user's input. So whatever changes to our data, let's say we'll change this to 5, automatically the formula will be recalculated, so the result will be reflected to our total. Okay, so there are changes we are going to make, especially in this area. So we have to place the bottom line. Okay, so I think we have already executed all the necessary steps to make this form. Okay, that's the end of our tutorial. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy and learn something from this episode. This is Genius Asenas serving you, and mabuhay. Bye-bye.